Alright, update time. It is Thursday. I've been hard at work. We have 4 days left of class, not including today. So I've got a lot to do. I got this side all done, all buttoned up and welded in, which is nice. I've got a lot of grinding of welds to do. So I figure I will do that after I get the other side in, because it's more critical I get the other side in than grind welds. So, because I can grind welds like after the truck's out of class. I can't really fabricate and weld stuff in after the truck's out of class because I don't really have space. So that is what is up. I've got everything put together. I made this piece, got that piece all butt welded in, well, butt welded there, and then this is overlapped as it was from the factory. That came out pretty good. Some kind of sketchy welds on the edge there just because I had some paint already on there, and then kind of leaked through the seam and then contaminated the weld a little bit. It's fine, it doesn't matter. A little bit of sketchiness up here. This metal was a little bit thinner than I thought it was, so I had to kind of sketch that together a little bit. The edge is not quite right. Let's see, the edge is not quite right here, so I gotta grind a couple of these tacks out, get it to sit a little bit flatter, and just clean all this up, because this edge is not supposed to be welded. It's just held in with these plug welds. So I made that little piece up. That was a fairly quick and easy sort of piece. Butt welded on the bottom flange, kind of sketchily. Then the top flange, or top edge, is plug welded. Plug welds on the bottom. And then let's see here. Yeah, definitely a little bit of amateur hour going on in some of these welds, but it's not bad. Definitely a little sketchy back here. That's just because there was a lot of silly little pieces and edges that weren't quite right. And this piece, I actually planned on putting this piece over both of them, but the way everything lined up after it was all welded, made more sense to put it behind this. So there was already paint on here behind, so those welds are kind of garbage. And these welds are kind of sketch because that's an original flange that I just kind of bent back down to a different place, so it's a little bit sketchy. But then I made all these little drain ports, so like those came out pretty good. Yeah, a lot of welding, a whole lot of welding, but moving right along. Yes, that's I had to fix one of my tack welds up here at one point. So what I have to do, I would like to grind some of these just so it doesn't look so embarrassingly like horrible under here. That would be nice, but I'm unsure if I will have time to do a lot of that. What I might just do is get most of the welds ground down up here and on the top side, like where the fender goes, so that I can like put the truck back together and then do the rest of this stuff if I don't have time. If I do, I'll grind it and it'll be fine. But very pleased with how this all came out. Yes, I like that. And went to great lengths to make sure this gap stayed fairly even across the whole length. It kept trying to shift as I was welding it, so I had to keep making little adjustments and such. And I was able to save this much of the original outer rocker. It's not very good, it's pretty thin, like it's almost ready to rust through, but I painted it in the backside while I still could with some POR 15, which is the best like rust stopping paint. It works quite well, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. I did this so that I could get away with not having to paint any of this. I can just paint to the seam and call it good. See that? That's factory crappy welds. Yes. So that makes me feel a little bit better about everything I'm doing. Because if that's original, then this might as well be. Yeah. Standards were a little bit different when they built these. And I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna zip off about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 or so of this, just so that it looks a little bit more even. Because right now it hangs down a little bit lower than it should, so. That's what's going on with that. The other side's moving along. Going a lot faster than the first side did, just because I know I've done it already, so I know what has to happen. And I know what to look out for, so I can just kind of like plug away at it without having to sit down and think about things a lot. So that's good. Just working on getting the inner and outer fitted up. And I gotta get this piece welded in, because there's no sense in getting too cute with any of the other fitment until that's in. So, yeah. Moving right along. Alright. I guess we'll have to see what happens.